So today we're looking at circle equations. So this here is a circle equation, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So if we end up with the equation x minus 2 squared plus y plus 6 squared equaling 4, we can pull out information. The point h comma k is known as our center. So this is the center of the circle. Where h is in my original equation, or in my basic form, I get 2 in the new equation. And where k is up here next to the y, the plus 6 is attached to the y. Since it's minus k in the form, I take the opposite of the number I have there. So the other point in the other coordinate of my center is negative 6. My radius is r, so r squared is 4, which means r, my radius, is 2. So if I look at this equation here, x minus 2 squared plus y plus 6 squared equals 4, my center is 2, negative 6, and my radius is 2. Now let's work backwards. Here I'm given my center and my radius, and I want to find the equation. So I know the equation for. So my equation is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equaling r squared. Again, h and k are your center. So your center up here, this is h, this is k, plug them in. X minus negative 2 becomes plus 2 squared plus y minus 5, because k just goes straight in. Radius is 3, radius squared is 9. That's my equation, given that information. Now, every so often you'll be given something like this, and you're asked to tell if it's the equation of a circle or not. So what we're going to have to do is completing the square. The way we do the completing the square is we'd look at the x terms, complete the square with the x terms, and then look at the y terms and complete the square there as well. I'm going to move the constant of 21 over and move everything around so that the x's are next to each other and the y's are next to each other. In this case I get x squared plus 10x plus y squared minus 4y equaling negative 21. Now in order to complete the square we're going to need some space, so x squared plus 10x, and since we're completing the square, take half of the 10 and square that. That gives us 25. And now we've got the y's, y squared minus 4y, plus, we've got half of 4 is 2, 2 squared is positive 4. And what we've just added here, the 25 and the 4, we need to add to the 21. 25 plus 4 is 29, added to the 21 will give us 8. So now, for the x's, we've got x plus 5 squared. For the y's, we've got y minus 2 squared. And we get this radius squared of 8. So if we wanted to get the center and the radius out, the center is negative 5 comma 2. And the radius is the square root of 8, which is 2 square root of 2. One more time, let's try this problem. Here I'm going to move my x's next to each other again and move the 30 over to the other side. So we get x squared minus 8x. I'm going to put it in parentheses and put the space in for the completing the square. And we've got y squared plus 6y. And that equals negative 30. So now we've got to figure out what we're adding to both sides. We take half of 8, which is 4, square that, we get 16. Half of 6, 3, square that, we get 9. So to the negative 30, we're adding 16 and we're adding 9. That means we're going to get a final equation of x minus 4 squared plus y plus 3 squared equaling negative 5. Now I can get a center out of this, however, I can't get a radius because the square root of negative 5 is I square root of 5. It's an imaginary number. Since it's an imaginary number, it can't have a radius. Since it can't have a radius, this is not a circle.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.